What is going on, everybody? I'm your average gamer. Hope all you nerds are having a fantastic day. Now, in this video, I really want to talk about Outriders. This is something that is new to me. I have heard of it before, never really cared to put any time into it. I saw that it was free with the subscription I have for PlayStation, and I really wanted to try it out. Now, I've talked about this game in my other Outriders videos, but that was when I was still relatively new to the game. Fast forward to now, I'm in the end game, experimenting, having fun with the guns, the builds, the gear that you get, all that great stuff. Now, the things that I've said in the other videos was my first initial thoughts, how I was feeling about it, you know, all that fantastic stuff. Some of the things that I've said in those videos were how much fun the gunplay is, or the gameplay, experimenting with your build, and the 4 different types of builds that you are introduced to in the beginning of the game. When you start the game, these are the 4 classes that are presented to you, and I'll tell you right now, if you just read the description below the name of the characters, it's very accurate. You have a long-range sniper, a medium AR type of player, you have a shotgun build, somebody that can kind of do it all in the Trickster. If you want to see some of the highest numbers in the game, that's probably who you would play. And then one of my absolute favorites, the Devastator. Now, when it comes to video games like this, I tend to not look anything up. I don't want to know who's the best or whatever the best playstyle is, because I want to figure it out myself. I also like, you know, putting my own twist on things. You know, if you look up a list of the best 8 characters in the game, I like to play like 4, 5, 6, somewhere in the middle of the pack, because I want to make them good. Maybe there's something I can do that can make it better. And even if I can't, sometimes it just fits my playstyle a whole lot more. Now, before I just sit here and talk about all the fantastic things about this game, I need to bring up all the issues, and man, there is definitely some issues. Now, I don't want these issues to kind of turn you off from the game. From my experience, it's nothing that made me want to stop playing, but it can be super aggravating. One of the things that actually just, it makes me so mad is you're in the middle of a run. Sometimes these missions take 10, 15 minutes, you know, and you're trying to get this legendary gear, and then all of a sudden you have a connection error. Now, majority of the time it probably will be because of your internet. It's not really the game's fault, or at least, again, that's from my experience, but it definitely sucks, okay? Like, because this game isn't super easy, especially when you're out here trying to challenge yourself for the better gear and do all that, you know, all that stuff. It can just be a pain. That's just the best way I can describe it. You know, you might be struggling with the mission for so long. When I say mission, I don't mean like campaign missions. I mean like end game missions. You know, there might be an area that you just can't get through, or it's a little bit harder than before, you know, but you really want that gear and you're gonna like try to persevere through it. You know, you make it to the end and then boom, connection error. So that definitely sucks. Now, I'm not sure if you need an internet connection to play this game. I would assume so, which is probably another negative thing. I'm not 100% sure if you need an internet connection, but you can play with some friends, and I think that is a really fun idea. It definitely will make this game better, but you don't need to have a group of friends. You can be a loner like myself and still enjoy the game a whole lot. I've put more time into this game playing by myself than playing with anybody else. There's multiple reasons to it. I like the whole looter-shooter aspect. I like the gear you get. I also like the powers and the different builds you can come up with. If you're not into any of that type of stuff, you can go ahead and just play the game. The game is meant to be played by whoever. You know, I think that's also a really cool thing. You don't have to sit here and challenge yourself and make it really hard. You can enjoy the gunplay, the gameplay, and it's just fun. If you're like me, personally, after putting like 50 to 60 hours into the game in like 10 days, I'm telling you, that's like, I just enjoyed the game so much that it makes me want to keep playing. And I'll be sitting on the couch next to my girlfriend, right? We'll be talking, and I'll just like, how can I make this Devastator better? I need him to be even better. And if you don't like a specific build, switching is, you know, not that complicated. You just make a whole new character. You can just start right into the main story, and leveling up isn't hard. And I think that's where they get you, or at least that's where they got me. Because as soon as I started to play the game and I made this character, you get introduced to these powers, and you're like, oh wow, that's actually really cool. And then, you know, you start experimenting with all the different powers. You have new guns to be playing with, and it's just really, really fun. So for the first couple of hours, I was just running around trying to get used to the cover mechanics and the gun mechanics, the gameplay. And most importantly, trying to unlock the very next skill move that you get. I love when games keep that stuff a mystery. You're not allowed to know what the next, upgrade is, and it's also not super tedious to get. So you sit there, play the game for an hour to unlock this new move that potentially might be your favorite. Some of the moves that you might initially try and not like might end up being your favorite endgame ones, and then some of the ones that you think are just super awesome, you might not really mess with anymore. It kind of all depends. One thing that kind of threw me off a little bit was each move is kind of specific for a certain play style. Now, at first I didn't like that, but it gives you the incentive to try these different play styles. One thing that I want to point out is in this video you will see all different sorts of play styles, mostly from the Devastator. The one you're watching right now is like an up close and personal shotgun build. He's not very tanky, he's a little bit squishy, so it's kind of like a damage tank build. It's like a little hybrid type of build. And then previously you saw a in your face, you can't kill me, I'm gonna just use all my moves, do all this damage, inflict a whole lot of bleed damage, and then get some of that health back. Two totally different playstyles, same character, very fun. A little bit ago I showed you what the Pyro was able to do, just straight DPS. It's funny eviscerating these enemies. At the end of the day, I feel like you should play however you want to play. If you like DPS, pick the Trickster, pick the Pyro, but don't get it confused. The Devastator is nasty when it comes to damage as well. The things that I enjoy about this game aren't going to be the same things that you enjoy. I like trying to figure out the shotgun build, and if you look it up, it really isn't the best build in the game. But I try to ignore that stuff because if I think about it too much, it's going to get to me. I'm going to make this shotgun build work. It's going to be awesome, and I have fun using it. It's like an old school Gears of War type of single player campaign. It's very fun for me. We're about halfway through the video, and I haven't even brought up the gear in this game. Now, cosmetically, it does look pretty cool. It's not going to be like the best gear you've ever seen. And then when it comes to the passive effects, you won't get a lot of the good ones until late game, but I think it's a good way to introduce what some of the things do, and then also try to figure out your playstyle. There's just variety. The gear will make you change your moveset. It will make you play differently. The gear is the whole reason I even wanted to try this shotgun build. I got a legendary shotgun, nobody to use it for, and I was like, I'm going to try it. I don't care what ranking this type of playstyle is. It's fun. Then you play on the Devastator for a while, you have fun using the shotgun, and all of a sudden you get a legendary AR. You start the cycle all over again. I like the fact that I kind of focus on two characters at the same time, because anytime that I was like, I just wanted to mix it up. It's not that I was getting bored at the game per se, but I just wanted some variety, something different. I'll go from the tank to straight DPS like the Pyro, and that is crazy fun. And then, maybe I got irritated because I kept dying. I said to myself, I never want to die again. I'm going to make the best tank build. You have fun with the tank build, and then, again, here I am using the shotgun again. It came full circle. And with each gear that I get, it makes the character more fun, more playable, and it adds that variety. This is definitely a game a lot of people can get lost into. It's not going to be the game of the year, the best game you ever played. I'm not trying to persuade you of anything, especially of that sort, but I do want a whole lot of people to enjoy this game. I know I'm not the only person that sat here and pretty much ignored this. To me, if it's not a AAA game, I won't pay too much attention to it. I just feel like that's how I am now with all the great games that have came out, and then all the really shitty ones. But here we are with Outriders. I think it is a fantastic game. It is super fun. I'm not sure if you should spend money on it. Again, I got it off of the subscription for PlayStation. If you see it for free, definitely try it out. If you don't like it in the beginning, try to stick with it. It's not super tedious. It's not really hard. It is really fun. There's not a lot to it, but at the same time, it will keep your brain very active. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed the rest of this video. It's going to just be a bunch of different playstyles. You will see the sniper towards the end. So if you like sniping, make sure you check out the Technomancer. He has the green symbols, so if you look in the middle of the screen, the Devastator has yellow, of course the Pyro has red, Trickster with blue, Techno has green. And yeah, so really hope you guys enjoy that. Like, comment, sub, it would mean the world. As always, I love y'all. Hope you guys stay smooth. Peace.